Hi everyone, welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. We are about to chat with Stephanie Shaver. I'm gonna invite her in. Let's see if I can find her. Oh. So Stephanie is in charge of the auctions at the Firecracker TIFF Brunch. So that brunch is happening on, it's happening on Saturday, September 6th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the CSI Annex location, Center of Social Innovation, and that's 720 Bathurst Street. Oh, yay, Stephanie, I see you. Okay, I'm going to invite you in. Invite. Okay. And then we're going to talk about the Firecracker auction because I learned so much from pre-chatting with Stephanie yesterday. I call it a pre-chat. It's like a phone call, but not an official face-to-face. So I'm very excited to see your face, Stephanie, and chat more about the auction. And let's see if it can work. Oh my gosh, it's so dramatic. Okay, I've accepted. Oh no, Stephanie, it says you can't join. Okay, we might have to try this again. Thank you for the love. I don't know the hearts and let me try again, Stephanie. Let's try one more time. I feel like it's gonna work. I feel like third time's the charm. Maybe? Huh?
Oh, I did.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, so nerve-wracking. But I really like the preamble where I'm like, will it work? I'm pretending
Will
to
we
be
know?
calm, but I'm dying on the inside.
We have no idea. I've never done this before.
Oh, it's so
So
exciting.
I
Okay.
checked my settings and then I needed to have a camera and a microphone available and fun things I probably should have tried yesterday.
No,
But
I did my first test officially this morning before all my chats. No judgment on my end.
okay.
So you're great.
Well, awesome. And I found a window.
Oh my gosh,
So
thanks. Okay, flattered. But then you get like a little light coming in. Although it is
it is
quite
lovely.
dark outside and very gloomy,
Mhm.
so maybe it's kind of like the perfect day to watch a window chat and learn more
Yes.
about the TIFF, the Firecracker auction, and all that information. I was saying before when I was just rambling, hoping you would get in, when we talked yesterday, how fascinating auctions are. I mean,
Yes.
I learned a lot, and I would love to like obviously chat about not just like the firecracker auction, but how everything gets to be auctioned and that whole process.
Yes. It is a lot behind the scenes of a lot of logistics, a lot that goes unseen until the website is launched and the bidding happens, and then people inevitably win and want their auction item. But there's a lot of things to keep in mind to have it a good experience. So I'm super happy to chat with you about that and about all the generosity that we've seen in artists donating items. And when I get back to them, they're somehow thrilled that it was accepted, and I just assumed they knew it would be. And so we have sort of multiple items from some artists, and the community has been amazing through experience donations. There's clothing, there's jewelry. I'm having a little too much fun with a section of my apartment being dedicated to just storing it right now.
Oh, so okay. So with the auctions, like, do you approach people first and say, if you mind, could you auction something off?
Well, we started with, so I started this year on this auction team right from the beginning. Previous to that, the auction has been ongoing for a couple of years. So I am already on the shoulders of giants who have a set email list. I think there were probably 60 or 70 names that we reached out to, from past donors to people on the newsletter list, and different companies who had either sponsored or shown an interest in the past. Some of them are theaters and different places around the city where some of our artists or producers, directors, all of the firecrackers have had interactions throughout their career and their lives with. And so that was sort of an easier email campaign to do, because it was one email to write to send it off to tens and tens and tens of people. From there, there's also conversations that get had as you're talking to someone and they mention that you're in a shop, and a shop owner mentions that they love to support local and charities and that sort of thing. And while we aren't a charity, the charitable nature in our collaboration with the Shoebox Project makes those conversations really easy to have. And things develop out of there. Sometimes through other firecrackers, they sort of throw people my way. And I know with Sarah, who has been working with so much of the sponsorship, when some organizations aren't able to support the entire event with something, they will offer something that we can auction off, or something that we can use to sort of build out the event itself.
It was amazing. So I spoke to Sarah this morning, and it was so, she had just a giant laundry list of sponsors to thank. And I, again, apologize. We definitely missed people, but there were so many sponsors, and it kind of came from like one sponsor comes another one, right? Because we're all just trying to, it's a group of, women and non-binary folk trying to support each other. So it was really just so beautiful to see how the community came together, right?
It is, and so many auctions and volunteer experiences like this are made all the more enjoyable just by how much the community wants to support. Everybody wants to do their part, and some of those asks become a little easier than if I was running a corporate retreat or something like that. There might not be quite the level of sponsorship or the level of keenness to continue to offer us whatever they possibly can to make the event and to make our auction that much more fruitful to support the programming. Yeah.
I always get over, it's so funny because when I think of an auction, I just think of someone talking really fast, right? So I always pictured initially when the event, the brunch, went back in person, because I had just done it virtually. And then when it was on person, I expected someone to be in a corner and just go like, $10, anybody, $10, just saying. But it's all online. And there's a website we'll be launching tomorrow. So that's August 29th at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. I confirmed it this morning. And so unless something happens, fingers crossed, it won't, I'm going to push forward. We've had so many people ask. It was going to be launched at the TIFF event. And there's been such a demand to get bidding started by people who really want to bid on some packages. So we're starting it a bit early.
Strategy, if I were to bid, would be to wait till the very end.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun of it. Some people, because it is a silent auction, you do get notified when you get outbid. And I think some people just want to get that like first bid in so that they'll know when they get outbid. And so if they get outbid in a week, or if they get outbid before it closes on October 4th, they do still get that opportunity to go back and check if the price is still in their budget, and they can win that item. So it is. It covers all three of the film festival events, from Toronto to Calgary to Vancouver, which is why it's such a long silent auction. But it's great to support everything that the Firecrackers do.
Yeah, so that was really interesting when we spoke the other day. So the money from the auction is going towards the Firecracker department.
Yes, the scholarships for things that the Firecracker department does, like the writing lab and different events, even some events that are currently being thought up to support the community and be able to make everything just a little more accessible. You might not be able to submit a script to something if you don't have the $300 to get it submitted, but if there's a scholarship behind it, or if there's a way to get some rates reduced as a group, the possibilities are endless of what can happen with this. And it also supports, obviously there's a good portion that goes to the Shoebox Project and all of the amazing work that they do as well for female and non-binary individuals. And so, being able to support like the comedy cafes across Canada, and likely some other events that I don't even know about yet.
There was also, I don't know how much goes into this, but the other things that the Firecrackers do, there was a Comedy Igniter film festival, which was
Yes.
really fun. There's, again, like you were saying, the writers' labs.
Yes.
I think there's writing workshops, but that, again, that's more like
Yes.
Liesl Lafferty just being awesome. So,
Yes.
give her a separate shout out. Uh,
Yes, and you can actually bid on a creative writing session to have your script reviewed by Liesl in the auction. And so there's a couple of very rare opportunities that can be bid on
yeah.
with some of the exceptional firecrackers like Liesl.
That's it. I saw Liesl. I saw Veronica Martin always throws
Yes,
something in there for an auction. Veronica's amazing.
yes,
Even so, Racheal McCaig is not only going to be doing the step and repeat photo shoot, the red carpet kind of vibes. So she's going to be
yes.
taking the pictures in person, but then she's also auctioning off a headshot session, right?
Yes, she
Okay.
is. And I believe she may be taking some candid photos as well of the TIFF event. She really is a firecracker and jumps in for just about anything that's asked of her, which is amazing.
I mean, look, I obviously think you're amazing. I'm a big fan, having just spoken yesterday,
Thank
because to
you.
me, like, I just didn't even realize that with the auction, I just thought, it all just comes with its own little description and its own picture for you to upload. But you're the one that's like, you're literally keeping the items, you're taking the pictures, you're writing the selling features for everything. I was blown away that this is almost, it's like how much you are putting into this,
Yes.
free of charge.
Yes, it is quite the endeavor. I've kind of been taking it on in pieces and didn't quite realize how big it was going to get. But it's the whole firecracker department is very collaborative,
Yeah.
and the way that the founders and some of the more like leadership level firecrackers are responsive and supportive in any question you have, any advice you're seeking. Um, any way to clarify something, they're willing to jump in and say, I know that person. I will get that information if they're ignoring you. I will find out what that is. I'll help you with that. So it makes it a lot less stressful than I guess it could be. And, and the details. I have like the lovely Aislinn Paul who did all of the templates for us. So when you see the frames on social media, when you see them at the TIFF event on the TVs, when you see them, actually the backgrounds on the auction website to sort of create our own sort of branding around the auction, as well as the new auction logo. That was her tireless effort like months ago while she was still deep in so many other things that she has been taking on and other requirements in her normal life as well. Jumped in to work with me with some ideas and crush those out so that we could use them, and just all of those little pieces. And we have the absolutely amazing Emily Nixon, who is an actor, a writer, now my right hand graphics person, helping me throw some photos into some templates and make sure that my spelling is correct, to be honest, and that
Oh,
I haven't
I hate when that happens. When I'm like
mistakenly.
so proud of something and I go, really? I spelled that wrong?
Very easy words, and making sure that I haven't like mistakenly labeled something as a watercolor painting when it's clearly like oil on canvas, and this is not a pencil and watercolor piece.
That's,
So
hey,
it's been lovely to have so many people willing to jump in and support as well.
for sure. I mean, it's so okay. So the auction items, if I win the auction item, which would be so cool because I like to win. Like even if it's like $10 cheaper than what the actual price is, I still feel like. But so then, how would one get it?
So if it's a digital item, like if you were bidding on, let's say, a digital gift certificate for 2 tickets to like Tarragon Theater, once payment is received, so like the winner will get an email saying they've won, and here are the payment methods that can be used. Once payment is received, we will send you the email with the whatever you need to redeem it. If you have to be in contact with the organization itself, like with, let's say, Tarragon Theatre as a good example, we would facilitate making sure that you were in touch with who we were in touch with, and have that document so that you can redeem it when you're ready, and everyone knows who's won what, so we don't have any worries about duplicates out there.
No, that's nice.
For physical items, there will be about a 1 week period where people can come and pick it up in Toronto for those physical items. And so we're just trying to decide which area of Toronto we're going to have everything organized for pickup. So it'll be pretty good. If you need to make other arrangements, you know, that happens to be the week you're at the cottage, but you'll pay for the item, but can you possibly pick it up another time? There are instructions on the website as to which email address to use to contact us, and just let us know beforehand, like before you start bidding or before the last day, so that we can plan for those things and we can arrange for something to be with someone who will be in town. There are so many people that obviously have jobs that take them in these wonderful creative fields all around Canada, the US, the world. And so we want to make sure you can get your item and you're not waiting until like next year to pick it up while we're at the event again.
That would be helpful. Or yeah, maybe they get it the year after. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone's just holding on to it for a year. Okay.
I don't mind the art. I will keep it up on my walls for a whole year for you if you'd like.
But then after it, like you've had the art for a year, you've stared at it. It's now part of you. If anything,
it's true. I might have to try to outbid you.
be like, I know what you paid. I'm adding $10 more, and now it's mine.
Yes. I lost your email. My apologies.
Oh no.
No, I'm very much looking forward to all of these wonderful things being in people's homes. I have considered, though, that next year asking the artists if they wouldn't mind starting to send things in like November so that I can decorate for the holidays with all of their gorgeous work and have really wonderful photos in my condo.
That's great. It's 2-in-1. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. I'll display your work until we can auction it off.
Oh, wait. Okay. Even bigger idea. You start the auction around the holidays. So you have it's
a whole year of bidding.
Auction every year.
I love it. I love it. People can pop by, just take it right off the wall when you win.
That's how good it's art. And then, you know, the artist will replace it. That's a new way to do business. It's just,
I like that.
When you go into a coffee shop, well, at least
yeah.
I don't know if they still do this, but I feel like there were coffee shops that would have art and then the price underneath.
Yeah, that is an idea that I have in my back pocket for probably a couple of years from now, once I get all of this a little more smoothly under my belt. If we do have locations that we could put up some of the artwork very safely and then have like the QR code for the auction to grow a little bit of our audience for that.
Oh my gosh, imagine like scavenger hunt throughout the city, different pieces of art. Okay. QR code underneath. I know this is extremely complicated. I'm not the one that's
I'd be game.
I don't know. There's just something so it's like there's just art on a tree in a park. What's the deal? Oh, QR code, part of an auction. Okay.
Make it like a little passport. You have to collect all the images of the art, and then you can enter it into I have been considering you could be entered into getting VIP tickets to the next event since they seem to sell out so quickly.
Done.
So we might have to think of some things like that to keep ourselves entertained throughout the rest of the year.
I like to generate the ideas, but actually, bringing them to fruition is another story.
Yeah, I'll put that on someone else's table. I'm just handling the items in the spreadsheets.
Like, I don't know if you watched our live. We discussed this. It's a great idea. So if you can figure out the logistics, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll have another city take care of it. We'll start in Vancouver.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Calgary, one of them. Yeah. So wait, can someone in Vancouver bid on the Toronto?
So they can. And when it comes to those sort of items, if they just let us know how they would want to handle shipping, we can bundle it up as much as we can. If we have any firecrackers that are going out there, and I mean, depending on what it is, if it's a bracelet, if it's a watch, if it's, a smaller piece of art, it could fit in like a carry-on suitcase properly wrapped up. If it's one of the larger paintings or art pieces, those will have to be really like packaged up and shipped. And so if they have, if through their business, they have a courier account that they get really great rates on and would like to use that, or we could do through Canada Post and get them a quote, sort of a rough idea of what it would cost if Canada Post is still going, or I guess UPS, whoever whoever still is
It sounds like a future problem. That's
not on strike, but it is. But if you do want to have something shipped, or you're thinking it's going to be large, it is best to reach out to the email address that's on the website, and it should be listed at the bottom of every auction listing as well, just to make it really easy to find. And then we can just make sure that we have that flagged, and we know any extra steps that might be needed, so that you don't have to wait a really long time afterwards as we sort of realize we've missed something.
Fair. There's just so much that goes into it. It's
it's a lot like moving. If you have to pack everything up and then unpack everything, and trying to have the inventory of where everything is without wanting to have every piece of art exposed to like people's fingers or being moved from place to place. And so it's all in envelopes now. I can give you a little peek behind me. I don't know if the lighting is going to be okay, but we have a whole bunch of things just packed on up here. That's going to go.
I see a lot of boxes and some standing things protected in I don't know what you call the white stuff.
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Have you resisted the urge to pop all the bubbles?
I have. It's very difficult. I have to stay away from that one, I have to say. And there's actually a keyboard here as well. And it was very tempting to just try and see if it works. But it's safely back in the box after we took it out to take some photos. And I think my neighbors are really glad for that as well.
So whoever was auctioning something physical would send it to you. You take pictures and then repackage it?
Yes. And I give everything an auction number, so that we just have to look on the outside of envelopes or whatever to know which auction listing it goes with. Also just easier for when you come to pick things up. Auction number 12, we know what that is. We don't have to run around and try to guess what's in each envelope. Yeah, so try to make sure that it's all like very safely packaged back up, and right now they're all excessively organized. So once I hand them over, it's no longer my responsibility. Things get moved around.
If I physically wanted to send you something, I know it would be safe.
Yes, there's there's different places around the city as well that it can be dropped off. So there's my place that I can give people like that information when they send us an email about like a physical item they'd like to donate. There's like a few different houses and apartments around the city of different firecrackers who accept those, and then we kind of figure out a way to coordinate getting those photos and getting things listed on the website.
Someone that lives downtown, I respect the fact that you are selflessly giving up some space.
Yes.
The fact that first off, even have extra space, bravo.
Yes.
But donating your space, it's even like almost as valuable as your time, if not more. Okay.
Yes, it is. It is less of a mess than when it showed up, and everything arrives in its own packaging and its own boxes, and it's so much space. And so we do have all of that packaging as well for items that need to be shipped. And but I'm looking forward, like this is like the table of things that are sorted, and then there's 2 bins that go to the event itself, so that we can display, I think it's 25 to 27 pieces from the auction will be on display there, just so you can get an idea of the quality. You can see how it looks, the size. We try to share as much information as possible on the listings, but there's always something that like maybe the color isn't quite great because I took it with an iPhone, and like that table also was my makeshift photo studio.
Took it with a phone?
Yeah, with an iPhone.
How do you take a good picture? Because I literally, when I try I don't know how to find them. Like how to find the angles, and then my camera just decides to go out of focus. It's very annoying.
Yeah, so for some of it, I set up some lights. And so this actually comes from my background that I used to work as a model in fashion. And so I worked with a lot of photographers and seen a lot of like the light setting up and the reflectors. And so there's actually this reflector material that's draped over a couch that I need to get rid of that's on its side that I had stuck on a wall and was bouncing some light off of there. I had a lot of trouble at first with shadows and my arms and everything. And I realized I'll just do it like the photographers do it. And so I put the lights a little bit more forward than I am, but really far apart so that I can get my camera into that area and take the photo without my camera being ahead of the lights where it's going to cause a shadow.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of bouncing lights around and putting reflectors on, and it was not the most attractive looking setup to have, but it did seem to it's done an okay job. I might ask for a professional to come in and take them next year.
I thought it was really,
but it's worked so far, so we're gonna keep going.
I never would have thought to put the camera behind two lights. If that works.
Just for the shadow, and turn off any overhead lights because those are gonna come from behind you.
That makes sense.
I have far too many photos of my reflection on things as well.
I feel like it's an artistic choice.
It's adorable. I I'm with it. I'm going to stand there and stare at it in your living room.
It's almost as if you took the picture with your shadow, they'd be expecting the shadow as part of the art,
Exactly.
right? And then,
yes.
Well, that's not what I purchased. I would like Stephanie's shadow.
Yes, and I will. For a fee, I will come stand in your living room right in front of the item. Half the proceeds will go back to the firecracker department.
It's an hourly rate. What can we say? It's
wonderful
business. It's you know what? It's uncharted territory. So you can really set your own rate for that one.
Yeah, it might be a new service that people would like. Just a little stand in your living room, stare at your art.
So is it pretty much? Are there more items that are going to be bid on, right?
There are. So right now, I think I have about 5 to 7 items that I'm waiting on the last details for. And there are some items that have been mentioned in like just the last 12 hours, maybe, that someone has reached out and wanted to contribute as well. I'm hoping that everything is going to be sort of decided and done with like what can be posted within like a week after the TIFF event. So by, I guess, September 12th. I can't really change if someone shows up September 15th and wants to donate something wonderful and we want to have it in the auction. But after that, we might, as it gets closer to the end date as well of the auction, that's when we start to consider that those items would be amazing for next year's auction. Let's get the information right away. We can share the thank yous and really give it a good amount of time for people to be able to see the item and decide sort of where they would like to display it in their home if they win.
Ooh. I don't know where I would display art in my home. I keep my walls bare because I do self-tapes. And it just like, I don't want art hanging over the blue or the background. That's a really terrible excuse for not hanging up art. Don't use that one. Like I said it out loud and I don't love it. It's no, so okay. So at the Firecracker TIFF Brunch itself, the auction items you have will be like art pieces so you can get a better idea of it. But the only way to buy the items is online.
Yes. Okay. And we have a bunch of QR codes. I printed some out as stickers. So if you see me there, I will probably be wearing a QR code that you can scan. You can get right into the auction. If you haven't used 32 auctions before, it's really easy to set up a free account. You just log in. And then not only our auction, you could see other people's auctions or any other events you go to that use 32 auctions. You can easily see those and bid on items. And so we've all sort of been through learning about how to log in and how to get set up on it. And so we have a lot of experts who are ready to help if you're at the event. And 32 auctions as well online, they have so many tips. It's really one of those almost intuitive websites. So it's been very helpful for us.
I feel, honestly, this feels like it's a sponsored ad. 32 auctions.
32. I just want you to remember 32 auctions 32, in the Firecracker department.
The number 3, the number 2 auctions. Well, are you allowed, it almost sounds like you're only allowed 32 items.
No, we are,
maybe they started,
you can buy different packages. So I think it probably starts at like 20 or something. I'm not really sure where the name comes from. Yeah. But I've used it for past auctions and it's it's one of those platforms that has kept going over like the last decade. And so I'm just very happy that I don't have to learn a brand new platform every time I work on a different auction with a different organization.
So is this your thing? You just like go to different places and do different auctions? Like you're the auction queen?
No, usually if it is something that I've done before, then I'll like support the auction team um, in whatever they have questions about. This is the first time I've really sort of taken it on to the extent that I have. So right from like donor management and those incoming requests to follow-ups to working with like the branding and graphics to make sure that we're in line with Firecracker department branding, but also able to use a little bit of sort of the more fun auction um, feel to it. It's not just the strict Firecracker department colors and branding guide normally. So there were
Well,
some conversations to be had and to make sure we're all in line with like how we're presenting things as well. And then the different kinds of graphics that you need to fit on different sized things from the auction website to the social shares. Everything seems to be a different size these days. And so have to make sure it all looks good.
no, I learned that from you. You sent me different dimensions, and I'm like, oh, that explains why nothing works. I know there are different dimensions for certain social media, but I didn't realize the exact dimensions. I kind of just make it up, and sometimes it's right,
Yeah.
sometimes it's wrong. But now I have the specific dimensions, and I feel good.
Oh, I'm glad I could help.
Oh, it was great. Thanks for the tips. But it's so when you say firecracker branding, I wore my firecracker red. I didn't wear it this morning,
Yes.
but that to me, that is also, I remember like if you're going to the firecracker tip party, you should try and
Yes.
wear red. It's not like a cult thing. It's just like they're firecracker red.
Yes. Any red is wonderful, but the bright reds like your top is
Well, I
on
need to
point with the branding. I've been trying to not wear red so that I can save it because I don't have a lot of red. I'll be
that's,
wearing the same blazer every day.
but I wouldn't know. This is my first time seeing you.
There you go. Yes.
Bought the blazer just for the window chats with Robyn. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, thank you.
Yeah. So it is fun to see everyone in their red and yeah, makes us feel like that much more of a community, I
That's
think.
fair. I'm debating because
Yeah.
I have my own little branding. I'm debating like because I have a pink blazer and I might be like pink. Is that too? Is close enough to red? Like
I
is
think
that?
so.
I feel like it's acceptable. Okay.
I think everyone can bring their own branding, and we've added in within the auction. We've added those like yellows and blues and purples with the red as the backgrounds and as the frames for social media shares. And so we are getting a little bit of other color as well. Just because not every item also looks great on a red background, so
True, true,
we want to
true.
be able to pull out those beautiful colors from within the art as well and
This,
properly represent it.
it's it's like just everything you're saying. It's not just about getting items to be auctioned. It's about taking pictures of them. It's about putting them online,
Yes.
about figuring out the branding around it, writing the blurbs that'll make people click on it, figuring out how to send it out to the winners. I'm exhausted. I'm not even involved in it. I'm just talking about it. I'm tired.
It it is a lot. I have a wonderful spreadsheet, so it's I think kind of like any large thing you're going to take on. If you've ever considered like a new career or a home renovation or even just redecorating any room in your home, like there's going to be so many pieces involved in it, and so much of life is just how all the different pieces fit together, and so a small consistent effort will get you there. I don't have to answer 50 people in one day
Yes, you
in
do.
email to collect. I may some days, but if if you put in a couple hours every day to sort of get a little bit further ahead, it doesn't feel as onerous as going through the list of over 130 items. That's now probably closer to 150
Whoa.
for the auction. So and obviously it's a lot of communicating. It's a lot of photos. It's a lot of trying to remember where everything is and how things are grouped. And in those groupings as well, making sure there's price ranges that people would feel comfortable with so that everything can be accessible, but also, some of those really high end ones too that are fun to like watch the bidding.
Okay,
So,
have you been involved in auctions before? Has any item like
um,
surprised you or like Do you think, I don't know, this might be a weird question,
There,
feel free to answer. But of the items you're seeing, are you kind of like rooting for one or just like expecting it to go a certain way?
there are a few packages that I'm really curious as to how high they'll get. And for auctions around that support a good cause, which are a little bit different than like I really do enjoy online auction shopping myself. But when it's connected to a good cause as well, I feel like sometimes the price that people pay will go over the sort of the face value of the combined items because it is for a good purpose and it's going to do some good in the world. It's not just a profit making um, project.
Yeah. And I couldn't think of a word to finish it, but
Yeah, I kind of lost my words there.
profit making. No, project sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I commend you for taking on such a huge task. I definitely
Thank
said this.
you.
It's not for the faint of heart. And to go from, you said you were a model and in your,
Yeah, so I started I guess my career as an adult in fashion as a model. So my headshot is actually one of my favorite photos of past me with a wonderful photographer, Brian Ypperciel from Montreal, which is where I spent a good 14 years of my life and about 12 of those as a model when I wasn't traveling. I was based in Montreal and my hair and makeup artist in that photo, as well as for actually for my entire fashion career, I'd worked with the amazing Richard St.Laurent, and he is also a friend. He is, I mean, I wish he could have been here today to do my hair and makeup. He's definitely he's the person I most trust with my face and my hair at any time.
it's hard to find. Look, this is my fourth Instagram live. I've had to redo my hair too many times. I learned to have the wrong hairspray today. That's a fun lesson.
Oh, yes, I got a little bit of it's a little humid here today
It's
going
just
on.
sometimes the hair just doesn't want to work. But with the hair and makeup artists just know how to figure stuff out regardless of the weather.
They do. They really are experts at it. And it was one of my favorite things about being a model was being able to just show up and someone takes care of all the pretty.
Hmm.
And you've got a stylist that dresses you. You've got someone doing your hair and makeup. You've got someone bringing you lunch. It was really just such a rough life.
Hmm.
It was really fantastic, and I had a really great time doing that, and a lot of sort of organizing myself and making sure that I knew sort of all the details of what I needed to know and where I needed to go around the world, booking flights, coordinating with other agencies. All of that is sort of just normal, what now feels like normal project management, like to whether it's managing projects that have multiple teams or whether it's managing projects across different companies and things like that. It's sort of all became a natural part of how I lived my daily life in order to be able to travel in Europe and Asia and go for work and make it home in time for the holidays or to get back to a birthday or a wedding or whatever was happening. And the things you have to plan and organize well ahead of time really sets up like your time management and your long-term planning. And
Hmm.
so that kind of led into a bit of my organization and like my sort of structured approach to thinking about things led me to go into the path of engineering in university. And then from there, I worked for some startups and really when they're in a growth trajectory for when you need people who can really get down and do the work and also coordinate items in between companies, in between teams, that same thing. It seems like project management and customer service, knowing your audience, seem to be a piece of everything that's required in the world and in the workplace these days. And so, um,
Yeah,
yeah, those sort of skill sets have sort of followed me through and hopefully will follow me through to even more adventures now that I'm Toronto based and I'm sure even more projects with the Firecracker department as well and supporting all of the good that they do.
for sure. Did you say engineering background?
Yes, I did mechanical engineering in university
Fantastic.
because,
You have
yeah,
your
why not go from, I do, I
oh,
have my
amazing.
little
Oh
ring.
my gosh. You might be
Yeah.
the first engineer I've spoken to on my live. What a treat. Okay.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay.
No, I it's
Yeah.
so mechanical engineering. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I get the project
Yeah.
management side. It's a whole different way of thinking.
Yes, and the logistics, it was learning a lot about cars and planes and the logistics of how far ahead you have to order parts, especially new parts that were being made. I did a brief stint in oil and gas and pump manufacturing as a project manager, and yeah, I had no idea until that experience just how far ahead planning is for designing a pump, for testing out if the design can actually be built, if a foundry can make it, if they can make the mold for it. There's so many details that go into it that sometimes I feel like some of the projects I take on, like this auction, for example, it's the things that could potentially go wrong or make for setbacks, are not going to set me back quite as far as like if a foundry had to make brand new molds for for like a giant pump. So
Yeah, different stakes, I
yeah,
would say. Yeah.
different stakes, different levels of stress and things not going smoothly. But yeah, it's definitely been on an interesting adventure in my career,
Yeah.
and
Fast
it's yeah,
like model engineer, now auction planner.
auction planner, hopefully business executive as yeah,
I feel
project management,
better
yeah.
word for it. Business executive does sound a lot better. No, so, you know what? It's just
Thank you.
you're so capable, and I feel like I rarely get a chance to just highlight the people behind the scenes at the firecracker department. So I just like I appreciate you coming on to just talk to me, just about not just the auction logistics, but just like to learn a little more about you, right? Because
Thank you.
you guys are working
Yeah.
so hard behind the scenes, right? I know I'm gonna just show up. I mean, I'm not gonna just show up. I'm still gonna do my podcast there, but
Yeah.
other people are just gonna show up and just take in all the amazing things that are being done. Like Sarah's doing, talking about setting up all the tables with all the sponsors and like all the auction items that are still coming in that you're working on. It's so much, and it really like it's so beautiful to see, women supporting women and all the community that comes with the firecracker department. It's yeah, where the problem is they found you and that no one's gonna let you go
Yeah.
because you're a commodity. I'm putting it out there. Okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're gonna make sure I'm fully indoctrinated
It
into the
happened.
department.
Good job. Okay.
I thought I might be safe not being in the arts anymore, but no, no,
It comes back to you.
those yeah, those executive skill sets come in handy everywhere
You're
it seems.
free of the arts. But yeah, is there any final words or anything? I feel like we touched on a lot. I know I said 30 minutes and now it's been 50, so
Oh
apologies.
goodness.
I just feel like with you.
No, I mean, it's been absolutely wonderful to talk to you. Anytime you want to do another one, I'm game. I can find random topics for us if you'd like.
But like,
For the for
there's,
the
yeah,
for the auction, really just like go and see what there is. If there's something you're interested in or think someone would be interested in, it all goes to support a really great cause. If you're trying to get tickets to the event, there is a waiting list. I'm going to put all the good hopes out in the world with good karma for everyone to see if that can be figured out and everyone can get in. But get on the waiting list. If
yeah,
nothing else, maybe become the first to know next year. But really, there's so much that you can do as well, from attending the comedy cafes, going to just sort of enjoying the arts in the city as well, because a lot of our community is out there at different events, and yeah, every little piece. If you want to volunteer on the auction team,
yes,
let me know.
it does sound like you
Yeah,
use a little more help, so for sure.
yeah, I think we're gonna get a pretty decent sized team for next year, I think. Yeah, but
It's a
otherwise,
sort of
just yeah,
process.
come and enjoy yourself, and and I hope whatever field the viewers are in, that you also have amazing support and people doing great things.
Yeah, and again, like just to use you as an example, I think you never know where your skill set can apply, right?
Yeah.
To just see your background or hear about your background and just see how it all fits into place for different things. It's a lot of transferable skills you have, young lady.
Yes, yes, that's what a career coach once told me.
Oh,
Transferable
really?
skills.
I,
Amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank
It,
you so much, Robyn. This has been
oh, no,
such an adventure and fun.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for
Yes.
joining. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to future viewers for watching. And remember, we come to the Firecracker event. It is September 6th, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 720 Bathurst Street. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.